Hello and welcome to another live stream. So today we're flying out of Zurich and we're going to be heading on over to Geneva. All right, so just a couple more seconds and we can get this started up. Now this is a previous flight from Swiss Air. So yes, it is a previous flight from Swiss Air, and for some reason, there we go. Everything is working right there. It is a previous flight from Swiss Air, flight number LX5022 that was actually carried out between Zurich and Geneva, but it was performed using an A220 rather than an A330. But today we're going to be doing that with the A330. As you know, we don't have an A220 available for the flight sim. Swasti says hello. Yes, you did. You finally caught another live stream after a long time. Welcome to the live stream. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Welcome. We're flying the A330-200 by Inibuilds today in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, and I've decided to go with the old Swiss Air livery. Just because this flight it's an old flight. It's about a year-old flight. Nonetheless, it's fun to kind of try some mix here. And we're at Zurich, and Zurich is a handcrafted airport in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, and I did not know it looked this good at night, so we're going to take a look at that really soon. Before we proceed, let's go ahead and take a look at the current time. It's real time, which is 1:29 a.m. local time, I believe, currently. Is it? This has to be 1:29 a.m., right? Yeah, I mean, what else would it be? It's pitch black over here. Okay, let me look at the real time in Switzerland at the moment. Let me check that out. Zurich real time, what is it? Zurich time. Yep, it's 1:29 a.m. in Zurich. Okay, that sounds right. That's perfect. Live weather going on, so everything is on live for today's flight. Perfect. Sounds brilliant. Let's go ahead and take a look at our little nav map before we actually head into the aircraft here today. So I'm going to show that up for you guys right now, right there. There we go. We've got, and before I go any further, I just want to mention this. My next live stream, which is going to be, what is today? Is today Monday or Sunday or something like that? Whatever it is. My next live stream is definitely going to be an Aero Genesis A330 on X-Plane. So I have to make that happen. Alright, so I'm just having a bit of issues sorting out some display arrangements for X-Plane 12, otherwise I was going to do that today, but my next live stream is definitely going to be the Aero Genesis on X-Plane 12. Might as well give that a swing there. Anyway, today's flight, we are parked here at gate something. I can't read out the gate number there, but it is gate E67. Gate E67 for heavy aircrafts. At Zurich, we're going to be taking off from runway 16 and heading on down towards Geneva. Okay, just like that. Most of the flight is just the arrival procedure and the departure. And in we come towards Geneva, and we're going to be landing using the ILS. And we'll use the ILS to land into runway 22 into Geneva. Okay. Great. Sounds fun. It shouldn't be a long flight at all. Maybe about 36 minutes of flight time. That's about it. Maybe an hour and a half max of block time here. Something like that. So it should be a short stream, hopefully. I don't think we'll even need to use SimRate today. So it's going to be straightforward for us here today. Okay, having discussed that, let's go ahead and get ourselves into the aircraft. Get started up. And right before we do, we need to take a look at the airport, don't we? Beautiful Zurich. Look at how lovely that looks. That is an absolutely stunning airstrip to be at. That is looking really gorgeous at night. Zurich is looking really, really good at nighttime. Yes, it is. It's much better than 2020. This lighting is so cool. And I am using the Andres 3D lights for airport. That is a free mod that I downloaded from flightsim.to. It works really well for 2024 as well. It really adds to the lighting, and it's a fun one. It's really cool. Anyway, the interior of the airport here at Zurich is modeled, and I have to say, from outside, this is exactly what you want to see when you come into an airport. Look at the level of depth there, and that really adds to the immersion and the realism of the whole thing. So if we take a look inside, look at that. It's modeled just perfectly. This is the right amount of modeling that we need. That's how I'm going to sacrifice a lot of performance, but at the same time, it's going to allow you to really enjoy the airport. Look at that. Isn't that lovely? Where's our aircraft? I don't know where we are parked at. There, we are there, right there. Look at that. We're right there. Okay, so it's really cool. It's a really, really cool airport. For a default airport, definitely good. I don't know if it's modeled this well in 2020, but it's looking good in 2024. Really, really cool. Anyway, that's us looking through the airport there. Ground floor is not really modeled that well, but you know, everything else is pretty good. Pretty good indeed. Okay. That being said, from outside it looks wonderful. The other building is not modeled. I don't think it's modeled that well, the building in the distance, but this one is, and it looks absolutely fantastic. Anyway, that being said, let's jump back into our cockpit, shall we? Okay, cold and dark. That's beautiful. It looks amazing at night. It does. It really looks amazing. Okay, let's go ahead and start up our aircraft here. There we go. We've connected external power available to us. Strobe lights, automatic, nav lights to position number 2 so we can see the logo lights today. Nice and bright. I'd like that to be on there. Then let's go ahead and arm the emergency lights. Let us put on the dome lights for a second if we can. Okay, so let me just... Oh no, wait. Where is the dome light? I actually have no idea where the dome light is. Ah, it's here. There we go. You can just put that on for the time being to help us set up the aircraft. Crew oxygen supply on. Ground control for the recorder on. What else am I turning on here today? Fuel pumps can wait. IRS systems, let's align them, shall we? Okay. Anything else we need to do here? I'm not seeing anything we need to do here. No, sir. This is cargo air condition and stuff. We don't need to worry about that at the moment. See, there's pretty much nothing else to do, huh? Well, who would have thought? Okay. We can now go ahead and take a look at today's sim brief plan. Oh, I think I have the... Do I have the correct sim brief plan loaded in here? Or is it the wrong one? I might have the wrong one loaded in. Yeah. I have the one for A330 300 loaded in. For some reason it allowed me to download it, but that's incorrect. So let me just go quickly make that adjustment. Make it 200, just like that. Done. And we are on General Electric engines. So we're just gonna select that and generate it. Very good. So I'm gonna re-download that, see how that works. SimBrief, come on SimBrief. Okay, good. I think that's good enough. Perfect. We've got our weathers and all that. Our OFP is right here, looking good, looking good. The fuel matches. Yes, it does. Just 8,000. Yeah, 8,355. That all matches right there. Payload. Let's have a look at what we have from SimBrief here. Now, as usual, I'm going to apply it in advance and then we're going to do our thing to make that work there. So let me just apply the load instantly. And I'm going to go to takeoff. We can sync all of this data. We can calculate all of that stuff. Okay, we can calculate all of that stuff in advance there. Very good. Very good. Okay. Great. That all being done, let's go ahead and get our McDo set up. Clear all of that. Thank you very much. In it, let's request our route from SimBrief. There we go. Requested our route from SimBrief right there. Looking quite good. That is fine. Let's go to the next page. Block fuel 8.4. That is about right. Yeah, it is right. Zero fuel weight and zero fuel center of gravity. Let's see what we get. 134.2, 25.3. 25.3, 134.2. They are all correct. Brilliant. Okay, that is done just like that. Now what we can do is cost index. Now it says a cost index of 10 here. I want to use a cost index of 40. So I'm going to change that right there. Okay, let's go to flight plan. Let's go to Zurich. Departure out of Zurich today. We're going to be using runway 28 here. And we're going to be using the departure. Which departure are we using? Yeah, we're supposed to be using Webby 4W, I believe. Okay, so we're going to insert that into the plan. Now that might differ a little bit from our little nav map. It doesn't really matter. Let's go to our arrival. D2. Bro, how can I get such graphics for the game? Like which modes, what to do, please? Sure. I'll run you through the graphic settings and stuff because it is quite complicated in 2024. It's not just one thing, it's a combination of a number of things. So just give me a second and I'll get back to that and I'll show you exactly what I do with my graphics and things like that. So hopefully that will help. But just give me 1 second while I finish this up and then I shall discuss that in detail. It's quite complicated if I'm being honest. There's a lot of settings you need to fine tune with graphics, and the worst part is you just need to keep changing them continuously. So yeah, I will run through the graphic settings for you though. I really will. Okay, so our arrival to LSGG is going to be runway 22 into Geneva. We're going to use the ILS. The arrival we're going to use today is going to be, we can use which one do you want to use? Let me see. I'm going to use an easier arrival than the one that I have in SimBrief here. So let me use the arrival Beno 2R. That's going to be easy. Yeah, that's going to be a straight in right there. We'll insert that. Perfect. Let's go through our legs really quickly here. Make sure we don't have any discontinuities of any sort, do we? Would you look at that? Not a single discontinuity. I did not expect that. Okay, apparently everything is looking good. Petal ISW, that is correct. LSGG 2 -3 on the glide slope. That is all looking perfect. Let's go to performance now and set up what we need to. Luckily, we already have that data set up right here on the tablet. So we'll just send it to FMGS just like that. Easy. 1/5.4 up, 68 flex temperature. 68. 1/5.4 up, just like that. Put that in. And 132, 133, and 135. Bingo. All of that is completed. Now let's confirm our takeoff data. Go to the next phase. We don't need to worry about this. We're going to worry about this as we come into land, which isn't, quite frankly, that far off. So I'm going to put in the data right now. So for Geneva, we're having 1012 as the QNH. So let's just do that. Landing configuration is full. Yep, correct. Transition altitude at that. VLS, landing speed 118, we approach 123. Okay, that is fine. That is fine. That is fine. All of this is looking just the way it should, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do a little trick here. Come to our payload and I'm gonna I'm going to do this. And I bring down our payload here. Bring down our fuel as well. Okay. Then I'm going to say apply load. Then I'm going to put the SimBrief one in. Then I'm going to request refueling from GSX. Let me reload the SimBrief there. Okay. Request refueling, please. Okay, and what that's going to do is it's going to allow us to load directly from the come on, Dinata Airlines Swissport. I'm going to use Swissport, so hopefully that worked. Yeah, fuel truck is on its way. So once the fuel truck gets here, we just need to press apply load and it's going to work automatically there. So we'll wait for the fuel truck, which is supposed to come in which side? I think it's going to come on this side here. But we'll wait for the fuel truck to show itself. I believe that's a fuel truck on its way. So while that's happening and the boarding process happens, let me talk to you about the graphic settings. So one of the first things you need to do in 2024 if you want good performance as well as graphics, you need to turn on dynamic settings. And you want to put dynamic settings at around 30-25 frames. That's what you want to do with dynamic settings. LOD, bring down LOD and object level of detail slightly if your system can't handle it. If you can handle it, set them both on 200 straight up. Set everything to ultra, use DLSS and TAA, and that should be fine. Just bring down the rendering resolution if you need to. So it depends. Are you playing on 4K, 2K or 1080p, Mr. D2? And what kind of graphics card do you have? Based on that, it's gonna vary. So if you can let me know what kind of graphics card you have and what kind of resolution you're playing at, then I can help you with the exact settings that are probably gonna work for you. And it's gonna look really good as well. There's also another application that I've downloaded that works for some people called lossless scaling. So with that, you can tune up your setting and then run lossless scaling. You're not going to lose frames. So yeah, there's that as well. So let me know and I can go into detail if you like. Then you'll be able to set it up and pretty much enjoy decent graphics on 2024. Okay, so the fueling guy is here. Now, you have a 4090 and two screens in 4K Samsung audio. Okay, so you've got a very powerful graphics card right there and you've got a good monitor as well. But if you've got two screens that are both running 4K, that is heavy. That is heavy. I hope only one of the screens is 4K. But anyway, so what you need to do is set level of detail straight up 200. You know what? I'll just take you through my graphics settings just a second. Once we attach the fueling thing, I'll take you through my graphic settings. Okay, so our guy here in GSX is about to attach the fueling, the pipe there. There we go, he's attached it right there. And once he's done that, all we need to do is come here and say apply load, fast. And there we go. We've got fueling in progress. And we can see that right here. So while that's happening, I'll pause for just a second. Sorry, my bad. So if we go to my settings here, these are my graphic setting. So what you want to do is 3840 times 2160, leave it there, put it on TAA, you'll be fine if you have a 4090. You can render it at 4K, it's fine. DLSS needs to be on. And download something called DLSS Swapper. That is an application that lets you upgrade your DLSS. Get that because different versions of DLSS work in different ways. Some of them work with certain drivers, some of them don't. So depending on whichever DLSS version works for you, you want to use that. So get DLSS Swapper. Keep DLSS running here as well. Then fidelity sharpening doesn't really make much of a difference if I'm being honest. This you can leave it alone. Dynamic settings, there you go. I have it on 25. Right, so what this does is if you're flying through some very heavy area where the graphics just can't keep up with your heavy settings, it will adjust it so that you get a minimum of 25 frame rate. That plus DLSS, you'll have a smooth experience for flying. So that's why you want this on. If you're using high settings, you want dynamic settings on. Then you've got your terrain level of detail, go to 200. Don't go beyond 200 because when I see like if I go to like 400 or something, the performance hit is just too much. And let me tell you something. If you put this down to like 175 or 150, the change in visual quality is very little. but the performance improves quite a lot. So that's something you want to look into. Everything else, off-terrain, pre-caching ultra, everything else is on ultra. Object level of details is ultra. Everything is maxed out. I have this on 16x. Some people recommend that you turn this off here and turn it on in the NVIDIA control panel, but I don't really see much of a difference. So I leave it at 16x here. Water waves are high, which is the maximum setting. Everything else, as you can tell, is pretty much on ultra. Don't put these any higher than their ultra values. Leave them at their ultra values. Don't push them any higher. So this is also on the highest setting as well. Everything else is pretty much on ultra. Motion blur, you either turn it off or put it on low. If you're using FSLTL traffic, turn off the airport traffic and air traffic and all that stuff. Just turn it off. Just turn it off. Everything else pretty much on ultra, and this is the graphic setting I use. And this gives me very good visual quality. Obviously, being 2024, once in a while the streaming takes a hit and it gives you polygons everywhere. But apart from that, the visual quality, this is what gives me the best result. Now, every time you change your driver, it's probably going to change your performance a little bit. So you're going to have to adjust it just a little bit, which is why dynamic settings always help. So keep this on. That really helps. So you can put this on 30 or 25. I have it down to 25. It doesn't even matter. Okay, so that is the setting I use. And as for additional apps that I use DLSS Swapper, and I have lossless scaling. So see if lossless scaling helps. Sometimes it works better than DLSS. So you can turn off DLSS and turn on lossless scaling. Anyway, refueling complete right there, just like that. And while that's happening, let's go ahead and request some boarding, shall we? Bill $0. Oh, that's nice, isn't it? Okay. There we go. Boarding has been requested. Perfect. We're not requesting catering service today. It's a very short domestic flight. Thank you. Really appreciate it. Sure, man. Sure. I appreciate you chiming in the chat. No problem. No problem. Okay, cool. So boarding has been requested. And we're not going to attach our pushback tug just yet. Hopefully we'll be able to see our passengers boarding. That's something really nice to see with GSX. If the glass jetways are working today. It is pretty dark though, so we might have to drone around first to take a look at that. But anyway, while that is happening, and mind you, Zurich is a place where performance takes a hit because the default Zurich airport is terrible on performance. I don't know why that is, but Zurich airport in particular has a terrible performance hit. So that's something to keep in mind. Certain airports are not done well at all. So if you have additional scenery for Zurich installed, that might perform better than the default handcrafted airport, which unfortunately is what I'm using today. So yeah, we can see our passengers boarding through the jetway. That looks really nice. I always like seeing that. That is really cool. It's a decent looking airport, but it's not optimized at all. Anyway, let's turn on our FD here. Let's set local pressure. 10-11 at Zurich, that is correct. We've got manage mode on speed heading available, and as well as altitude 2, which means we are all set in terms of FMC programming and everything is in order. If you have 3 dots, that means that the computer has everything it needs to fly the aircraft from point A to B. Brilliant. That being said, let's turn on the APU because our passengers are coming in, aren't they? Fuel pumps for the APU, we don't need to worry about that because this is an A330. Yeah, we don't need to worry about that, so we don't need to turn on any fuel pump really. We can just go ahead and turn on the APU directly and have the APU bleed running as well. So I'll start this up and I'll leave this on. I'll leave APU bleed on. Are our packs on at the moment? Yeah, I mean they will come to life as soon as the APU powers up. There we go. APU flap open and APU is about to power up. While that's happening and our passengers are getting comfortable, let's go outside, take a look at this boarding process a little closer using the drone camera here. so we can enjoy it a little better. Cargo loading going on, looking good. Very good. All right. There we go. We got our passengers here boarding our aircraft. Very, very nice. Come on in, come on in. Cool. That is a good looking shot right there. All right, we can hear our APU winding up. So if we go to the back here for our lovely little aircraft, we'll be able to see the APU right there. There we go. Looking cool. Great. Let me jump back into the cockpit for the second here. We only have 175 passengers today on our manifest. Let's see. Yep, just 175 passengers today. It's just a short domestic haul. Should have ideally performed this with an A330, but like I said, no A320 available for us. What about 30 minutes into our boarding process? To our startup process, sorry. So let's try and get GSX ready. I mean, we did perform some refueling as well, so we'll ask it to prepare for pushback, and as soon as boarding is completed, it will automatically get rid of the jetways and get us started up here, which is brilliant. APU bleed is now running, and I believe the packs are running as well. Perfect. Both packs are powered. Okay, that's great. That is great. We don't really need external power anymore. So I'm just going to go ahead and disconnect that. Let's come to ground services here and remove our GPU because we don't need it anymore. Let's turn on the cabin lights, eh? We don't want our passengers to stumble around in the dark. Passenger signs. Where are the passenger signs? Good Lord. Ah, there it is. We'll turn those to on right there so that everybody takes a seat. We'll wait for fuel pumps till we get pushed back or something. Everything else is just looking fine. Airbus, there isn't much to do here, in all honesty. There really isn't. Our that is set up, and if we come to perf page here, progress page here, we can have that displayed, and we don't need to worry about any of this. We could check our plan, just double confirm it. Make sure that it's all good. Okay, there's a little bit of a... Okay, and straight into the runway. It's very straightforward. Nothing to worry at all, ladies and gentlemen. Looking absolutely brilliant. Okay, great. We need to remember to turn on predictive wind shear and all that stuff as we taxi. Then we need to turn on our TCAS systems as we taxi out. I hope it's off. Yeah, it should be off, right? Let's take a quick look at that. Wait, hold on. Oh, this is the old cameras. Oh. I have the old system of cameras set up for this. Okay, we've got altitude reporting on. Everything else is on standby. Okay, that is fine. We'll switch it up to on. And then switch this to above. Yeah, for takeoff, we'll leave it on above. And then TARA, and then we'll switch it to all. Okay, that sounds good. Sounds good. Sounds good. Anyone else on? Okay. Looking good. Looking good. Okay, we'll just wait for that to happen pretty much. Oh, I think it's getting a little bit foggy, isn't it? Oh, yes, it's getting a little bit foggy in the distance here. Okay, cargo loading has finished up. Our lights in the cabin are bright and on. Very good. It's getting foggy, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be interesting today. It's going to be interesting today. Visibility is dropping in front of our eyes. That is... Oh, this door is open. It shouldn't be open, but anyway. Cool. Visibility is dropping. Passengers are still boarding. Come on, passengers. We gotta get on out of here before it gets any worse. 165. Okay, we're almost done. We're almost done. Okay, and it started raining too. Okay. We've got some raindrops here as well. I did not expect this to be today's flight. Luckily, it's a short flight. But seems like we're in for a bit of weather. We're in for a bit of weather. Okay. We'll get the wipers going once we get taxiing, I guess. I believe passengers are done. As soon as we see the jetway disconnecting, we know that we are getting prepared for pushback. There we go. Doors being closed. Perfect. There we go. Jetway being disconnected. Brilliant. Everything is closed up. And our marshals are coming to help us out with our departure, ladies and gentlemen. So, I'm going to turn on the beacon lights in just a second. We're going to turn our nose to the right today for taxi. So we're going to go this way. And then we're going to taxi out towards the end of that runway right there, where I believe we're supposed to be taking off from, right? Yeah, that is runway 16 right there. Okay, great. Weather is deteriorating slowly, but nothing too terrible just yet. Nothing too terrible just yet. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and turn on the fuel pumps now, probably. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 standby fuel pumps. Good. AP bleed is on. Good. Packs, they will get shut down automatically, I guess. Either case, I'll turn them off myself. Okay, so nose to the right. Yeah, we gotta remember that. There we go. The pushback tug is getting attached. We can see that happening. And our nose is being raised there. Brilliant. Nose to the right, please. Thank you very much. Release parking brake. Releasing parking brake. We're being pushed back. Beacon lights on, please. Thank you. Wing light on, please. Let's go outside and take a quick look before we start up our engines. There we go. Getting pushed back nice and easy. Nice and easy. Brilliant. Let's go ahead and start up our engines without any further delay. Okay. Ignition here. Engine number 2 first today. Got good startup. Should I turn off the packs? I mean, ideally there's no need, but I'll just turn them off while we're starting up the engines. And we can go this side. There we go. Oh God, not this thing again. You know why this is showing up? It's because GSX is messing up. It's because of the pushback. I hope we don't have issues, man. I really hope we don't have issues while we try to go forward. This pushback has messed up our gear. I really hope we don't have any issues. I'm a little worried about that. What's going on here? For some reason our thrust is on reverse. What? Oh no. We've got throttle quadrants issues again. Yup. There we go. Okay, there we go. Let's just turn on engine number 1 there. Got a bit of throttle quadrant issues. 2024, man. Full of bugs. There's never a time when you can have a smooth flight in 2024. It just doesn't happen. That is a fantasy. That is a fantasy in 2024. Okay. We need to put our parking brakes back on there. Scott Scott, is this MSFS 2024? Yes, mate. It is 2024. Look at the way how it dropped our nose gear on the ground. Good lord, has it damaged the nose gear? I've got all the damages and everything set to maximum, and GSX has been damaging my nose gear of late. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I hope we don't have an issue with the nose wheel steering. Let's find out. Let's find out, ladies and gentlemen. Let's find out. We can go ahead and drop the flaps to position number 1 here. So we can check that out if we come this side. There we go. Flaps are dropping. Brilliant. So yeah, let's put our ignition to normal. We can turn our packs back on here. APU bleed off there. APU itself can come off. Taxi lights can go on if I can see the person who's signaling it. How could you compare it to FSX? I still use FSX because I wasn't sure if MSFS was as good for simulation, etc. Here's what I would suggest. If you're looking for flight sim realism, just go for X-Plane 12. Just go for X-Plane 12 if you're looking for flight sim realism. But if you are looking for a balance between graphics and all of that stuff, I'm still having a rough time recommending 2024. I would say get 2020. But by the end of this year, I expect 2024 to be in a shape where you can confidently switch from 2020 to 2024. So that is my opinion on it. So if you're still on FSX, you might want to consider 2020 or X-Plane 12. But MSFS 2024's flight model isn't the best. I mean, neither is 2020, but FSFS, 2024, really not the best. Anyway, there's a serious difference when you fly X-Plane 12 and this MSFS 2024, I'm telling you. Okay, let's see. Taxi light there to on. That is good. We need our... What other lights do we need on here? What other lights do we need on here? Let's take a look at it. Let's take a look at it. We've got ECAM. All of that is done. Floodlight up. That up. Floodlight a little bit up there as well, please. Where are the panel lights? Sure, mate. Sure, anytime. Not an issue at all. Not an issue at all. Have a look. Have a look at all of them. Watch some videos and stuff on them. So yeah, you know, that is what it is. I mean, I fly both on my channel, 2020 and 2024. I'm yet to fly X-Plane. It's coming really soon, but I already love it. So, okay, great. All that done, we are pretty much ready to turn off our light here. We don't need this. Oh, not this. We don't need that. Right? We kind of don't need that. There we go. I think we'll leave it on for the time being. We'll turn it off for takeoff. That's better. That is better. Okay. Having said that, let's see if everything is working the way it should. Auto brake to max. Ground spoilers, I'm going to arm them now. Before we get on our taxi here. Predictive wind shear to automatic. Systems on, please. Thank you very much. TCAS can wait. Takeoff configuration, I'm not going to test it just yet. We can get on out of here. Okay, so I'm going to release the parking brake. Let's see how our aircraft behaves. Is it going to start rolling or not? That is the question. I'm going to give it a bit of power there. Oh, yes, it is. Thank God. Okay, so our nose gear isn't completely messed up. Or is it? Oh God. Is it completely messed up? No, it's not. It's not messed up. I don't think it is. It is slightly messed up. Yep, it's slightly messed up. See, this is what happens if you... Because I use GSX. So that is one of the problems that we're going to be having on this flight. A slightly messed up gear there. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. Okay, we're just going to turn here. Actually, we'll just turn up ahead. So we're going to have to use a lot more thrust here to get ourselves moving because of that. The throttle is the other way around. I don't know what's going on here. Okay, I'm gonna take a look at my throttle settings one more time before we oh, that doesn't look good at all. Okay, so we're gonna taxi really slowly here. Excuse the slow taxi, but we really don't have a choice, ladies and gentlemen. We really don't have a choice. Let me try with the throttle. Ooh, what is it doing? Come on. So as you can probably tell, 2024 is a pain. It really is. Like, there's something going wrong all the time. Okay. Look at this. Look at how we are just dragging ourselves along. This is so bad. Okay. Yeah, this... I tried to do this, it doesn't even work. When I tell it reverser is not on axis, it still behaves like it's on the axis. So I don't know what to do with it. I didn't have this issue before the update. Every time with 2024, something new has to come about, you know? It's just how it works. That's just how Microsoft Flight Sim works for you. There isn't much you can do about it. So we are taxiing along here at 50% N1 because we don't really have a choice. GSX has really messed up my gear there. Yeah, GSX has really done that to me. So we're just going to continue taxiing like this. In the meantime, let me see if I can change that GSX setting where it raises the nose. Maybe that will help me. I'm not sure. No idea where it is. I'm gonna have to look at it later. Hopefully we'll be able to take off, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not too sure now, because our nose gear is clearly damaged. So I'm not sure now. Let's test our configuration there. It is normal. So yeah, we have a little bit of an issue there. Is there any sort of maintenance we can do on this thing? No. There is no sort of maintenance I can do on this thing. Okay. Should we just stop here? Yeah. Let me just try and stop here for a second there. Let's turn in. Yep, let's turn in right here. Before we do, let me go ahead and turn on our TCAS there. Set it to TARA, or rather just TA for me. I don't like the resolution advisory stuff. Turn on the landing light, set that to take off, set strobe lights on. I'm also going to turn on the turn off lights there. Let's turn this off now. Let us... Is parking brake on? Nope. Okay. We give it that 50% throttle it requires to start moving. Oh, good lord. This is just happening because of the fact that we've got damaged nose gear. What the hell? Ugh, good lord. Good lord, why? Why, GSX, did you do that to me? Anyway, not too bad. Let's just get on out of here, shall we? Let's just get on out of here. Oh my god, I can't control it. I can't control the nose gear. I think we are in for a rough ride today. Yup. My nose gear is completely buggered. Oh god. Oh, look at it. Just look at it. Look at what it's doing. I can't control it. I can't control my nose gear. We are in trouble. We're in trouble. I can't do anything about this. See, there you go. We got gear malfunction. Oh, come on. I can't control the gear. I can't try and take off. I can't make the turn. So I don't know what to do here. Yeah, the gear is completely out of whack. Let me try again. Oh my god. Oh, nope, no chance. Okay, so we're in trouble. We are in trouble. Luckily for me, I have an idea. I have an idea. Next page. Let's go to runway. Does it have... Which one are we taking off from again? I completely forgot. Which runway are we taking off from again? Let's just go directly to runway 16. Okay, so let's just press that. Just warp me there. Ta-da! There we go. So there we go. Hopefully this works. Right? Hopefully this works. Let's find out, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, what worst case, what could happen if you try to take off? Will landing be worse? It might be. It really might be. So we're gonna try this here. Let me go ahead and take off. Parking brake off. Flex temperature. You know what? I might actually need to go full. Okay, let's see how this goes. We seem to be accelerating normally, which is good. Okay. V1, let's rotate. Up off the ground very, very easily there. Did we take off from the wrong runway? What is going on here? What is going on here? Did we just take off from the wrong runway? I think we did, didn't we? I put the aircraft on the wrong runway. Oh, great. Never mind. We're gonna continue flying this thing. Landing gear malfunction, still showing us that foolish stuff there. Yeah, we warped into the wrong runway. But anyway, sorry about that. Nothing much I could do there. Just jump back in here, make sure we don't just try and make sure we don't go to... Okay, thrust set correctly. At least we're off the ground with that landing gear malfunction thing. So that's a good thing. There we go, that's much better. Just gonna give it off to the autopilot now. Brilliant. Cabin lights should have been off now, right? We didn't turn that off. I know we didn't. Okay, so not a very smooth takeoff by any means. That off, runway turn-off lights can come off, landing lights remain on, everything else pretty much remaining on for the time being. Ground spoilers disarmed there. TCAS to all there. Looking okay, actually, surprisingly. Okay, just like that, as you can tell, our visibility is gone. But on this side, we got some visuals. That is great. There we go. There we go. It hasn't even been that long since I flew this aircraft. Literally, I flew with this aircraft a couple of days ago, and we've got issues. My God. Okay, whatever, man. Just head back in here. Coming up on 9,000 feet, let's change our QNH to the standard right there on both sides. Let's do that. 10,000 feet coming up. We can turn off our landing lights now. I'm going to leave every other light on here just so we have better visuals. But apart from that, we can turn off our seatbelt signs. Come on. Turn that off. There we go. Okay, that is looking all right now. Believe it or not, it's looking all right. Believe it or not. Okay, so at the moment, everything is working the way it should. VNAV is doing its thing. It's on the correct climb there. Just 14,000 feet is all we're going up to today, huh? So what is our top of descent today? Let's have a look at what our top of descent... I don't want weather on this. I don't want weather on this display. How do I change that? I forget how to change that. Ah, well. Not a problem. Let me just see what we're looking like in terms of top of descent. I can't see anything. I cannot see anything. Where is the top of descent here? Where is top of descent? We go back to our flight plan here. Top of descent is coming up. Oh, top of descent. We still have some distance to it, so it's fine. That looks fine. How do I stop it from displaying the weather? I don't want the weather here. I don't want the weather here. Okay, I just want to take a look at where top of descent is. Okay, top of descent is just like 40 nautical miles away. It's not even that far. It really isn't that far. Not 40, sorry, 50. Somewhere near 50 nautical miles away. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. Just turn on that system. What about system 2? Okay. Great. Great. There we go. Looking good on either side there. Apart from tiny hiccups as we took off there. Let's see how our landing turns out. I don't have high hopes for it because the throttle setting is all messed up and stuff. I'm not entirely sure how it's going to turn out. I had the same issue in one of my videos as well. Still can't seem to work around it. But yeah, we're looking good. Let's take a quick look at the views here. Oh, that's nice. There we go. Coming out of the cloud there. Looking good. Our logo lights are obviously gone off automatically. That kind of sucks. Anyway, not too shabby. Not too shabby at all as we fly over Switzerland, ladies and gentlemen. Where's the moon tonight? There isn't much in the way of moon, huh? Okay. We actually go to the cockpit. 14,000 feet reached. Pretty much nothing else to do here. It's a straightforward thing. You can turn on these lights for the time being. We'll turn them off for landing anyway. Okay. So for landing, what do we need? We'll come to that when we start top of descent. We gotta do some things here, but today's a very, very short flight. Very, very short flight indeed. Okay. Hopefully on the next flight that I perform, I won't have any... I mean, next flight is going to be X-Plane 12, so there's not going to be any issue with pushback there. X-Plane 12. Also, guys, whoever's in the chat, feel free to leave suggestions for videos. I'm in the process of setting up my Discord server, so there will be a chat channel over there where you guys can drop in your flight requests. But while that's getting set up, feel free to put in some requests over here. I'm trying to get more do more videos that are requested, especially when it comes to the normal flight plans. I want to take you guys' suggestions into account. I'll also start putting out a couple of polls. So it's going to be either you choose the aircraft, either the route, or either the simulators. I'm going to start putting out some polls in the chat there. I don't exactly know how to do that just yet. I've never put out a poll in the chat. But I will do that. Scott, thank you so much for the subscription. I'm just about seeing that right now. So yeah, thank you very much for that subscription. I appreciate it, mate. I don't know if the little notification showed up. I hope it did. About 16 minutes ago. Okay, well, it was supposed to show up, so that is something that is not cool at all. You did the Victoria Falls flight, it was beautiful. Oh yeah, thank you. Thank you, I'm glad you enjoyed that one. That one was really fun. That one was really, really fun. Really, really fun. Look at that. What are we looking at over there? What are we looking at over there? Because of this weather radar, oh there it is. We've got 30 nautical miles away from our top of descent there. I just want to see what on earth are those lights there? Okay, something is lit up there. Those look like some beautiful buildings, so something is lit up there. Don't know what exactly they are, but those look like some beautiful buildings. Yes, they are. This appears to be a stadium. That, I don't know, appears to be some sort of cathedral looking building there. Don't know what exactly those are, but that's wonderful. Very nice. Very cool. Very, very cool. Okay. There we go. Let's head back into our cockpit here. Top of descent is coming up pretty much very soon. So that's 10 nautical miles right there. No, that's 5 nautical miles right there. Alrighty. Okay, so we'll get a message soon asking us to set our final altitude, which is going to be, what is our final altitude today? This is going to be interesting. I've never flown into this. I've never flown into Geneva before. Okay, so final altitude 2,640 feet at ISW 40. Okay, so that's where we're going. Or 4,000 at Petal. So we could do 4,000 at Petal instead. No, you know what? 2640 is a better bet. So let me do 2640. We'll go 2640. We shall do 2640. Come on, Mr. Top of Descent. There you are. There you are. Less than 20 nautical miles away to top of descent. Looking good. Looking good. It's just at 14,000 feet, huh? So we don't even have much time to perform any of the descent or approach checklists. So we're just gonna squeeze them in together when the time comes. Before we descend, let's just have a quick look out both sides of the windows there. So it's literally a little hop, basically. Just a quick look out the window. On the other side, a quick look out the window. That looks good. That is looking good. Very nice. Beautiful as we make that turn. Nighttime Switzerland, looking good. I'm glad we're flying this in 2020 though, because if it was 2024, if we were flying this in 2020, we won't be able to see much of the ground. Plus the lighting would be terrible, so that's one advantage. Look at that. That is looking gorgeous. Gorgeous. Okay. Head back into the cockpit, shall we? Top of descent coming up in 10 nautical miles. So we need to reset this down to 2,000 something. What was it again? What was it again? 2,640 feet. So we'll go to 2,600, yeah. 2,640 feet, okay. Let me just go ahead and set that right away. 2,640 feet. There we go. Done. Done. It should begin descending automatically. Or we might just need to give it a little bit of a click. When we reach top of descent, we'll find out. We shall find out. Geneva. How much runway do we have available here today? Landing into Geneva Airport. Seems like we got plenty. 12,800 feet of runway available. That is plenty, sir. That is plenty. Okay. Sounds good to me. It sounds good to me. 5 nautical miles to go to top of descent. Our weather is showing a little bit of a rough spot as we come into approach. It's not even a rough spot really, but you know, you get my point. Good. Looking good. Okay, so are we going to begin our descent automatically, or we need to press a little button and command it? Let's find out. Top of descent. It should do it automatically, shouldn't it? Yep, it is. It is doing it. I believe it's doing it. Okay, but I don't see it descending though. I mean, it is kind of descending, I guess. Yeah, so go on, descend. There we go. I'm gonna put it into descend myself there. Okay, anti-ice on, please. Fault? Why? Okay. Let's put on the passenger signs here. Actually, the other way. What else do I need to do? Let me turn on auto brake. Let me leave the speed brakes arm for the time being. The ground spoilers, however you want to call them. There we go. There we go. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, we've begun our descent into Geneva. Nice and easy. Okay, we don't have much visibility out the windows this side, so that is something. Up ahead, we can't see much either. Let's take a look around us. We can't see much either. Pretty much flying through some clouds. That's all. Nothing too terrible. At least the winds aren't too terrible at all. So that's a good part. We do have 23 knot crosswind though at this altitude. Hopefully that'll die down when we come down. But for the time being, we are dealing with a 23 knot crosswind. Pretty much crosswind, but you know, some headwind component right there, a knot or two. Okie dokie. Let's see how the landing goes with these messed up landing gears. So I'm gonna drop the gear early. Still just clouds everywhere. Can't see anything on the ground just yet. Nope, can't see anything on the ground just yet. But it looks gorgeous though. As we dip below 10,000 feet, I expect all our lights to come to life, the logo lights and stuff, so hopefully that happens as well. And we'll be able to take a closer look at it. But for now, we are descending. It's a beautiful nighttime scene here. Gorgeous. Okay, 10,000 feet coming up anyway, so let me turn that on there. I'll leave runway lights on right now as well. Nose light will wait for the gear to drop. Okay. Okay, so we just gotta wait here now, pretty much. I'm gonna turn off this light just to improve any visibility of anything outside that we might come across. Flood panel lights, let's cut that a little bit. Main panel lights here, let's cut that a little bit, not too much. There you go. We should be in for landing. Okay, 10,000 feet coming up right now. So I changed the range on that. We are now about 40 nautical miles away from the airport, from Geneva. Just 40 nautical miles away from Geneva. All right. Continuing on our descent. We still can't see a thing, can we? No, we're just about coming on 10,000 feet. Our nav lights in the correct position, they are. At what point do these logo lights turn on? Because they turn off and on automatically. I'm wondering at what point they turn on. Perhaps when we drop the gear, who knows? But for the time being, we are seeing absolutely nothing. On either side, obviously. Okay. Okay, we can see some lighting in the distance. Some sort of lighting up there in the distance there. You can see some clouds. What is that ahead of us? Why is there a dark mass ahead of us? Are we heading towards something we shouldn't? This is my only... Okay, it's just a cloud. Never mind. It is just a cloud. Do we have terrain available to us? You know what? I'll just press this just to get rid of the weather from time to time. Yeah, because for this to work, I think we need SimBridge. I don't think I'm running it. I don't know if I have it. So I'll just press this from time to time just to get rid of the weather. Just to get rid of the weather. You know what? I'll get rid of the weather. There we go. How far away now? That is 20. That should be 40. That should be about 30 nautical miles away from the airport. Coming in really quickly, but our speed is okay. We're holding 250 knot, which is what we should be holding. That is fine. There is an altitude restriction and a restriction for speed as well at some point. But yeah, we're fine. There comes Betel. We're not too far. Oh my god, we need to descend, man. We need to descend. Come on. We seriously need to descend. Because by the time we reach Betel, we're supposed to be 4,000 feet. Now we do have an altitude restriction. So yeah, that's cool. That is cool. Anything else we need to do here? I don't see anything. Okay, still going at 250 knots. We need to slow down to 210. And then we can see 171. Our landing speed was given at 128. You know what? Talking about that, let's go in here. Go to our performance here. Go to next phase. Activate approach. Confirm approach. Temperature today. Let's set in some data here. Temperature at Geneva is 15 degrees. Wind is 246 knots, so that's fine. 240/6 knot there. Transition altitude, all of that is fine. We're going configuration full. Landing speed reference is 117. Approach is a 122. So 122, 117 is what we're looking for. 122, 117. Oh. Alrighty. $122, 117. 122 or 117. We still haven't passed the altitude restriction. Come on. Okay, let's see. Can we see anything out? Ah, yes. We have visual contact with the ground on this side. That's fine. How about this side? No, can't see much there, but this side we have something. Out the cockpit, we don't have much. Oh, there it is. Visual contact with the ground. Should be able to see something this side. Yep, we can see it now. Great. Great, 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 great. Just up ahead of us, there isn't much, but that's okay. I need to drop the gear early today because we have that issue with the landing gear, so I don't want to be I don't want to be stuck with gear issues. Okay, how is it looking? How is it looking? This is a bad time for me to really need to take a piss, but I really do. It is a bad time, but we gotta make this landing happen before I go anywhere. Okay, 4,600 there. Come on, past the oh, there's the airport. There is the runway dead ahead of us. We're flying over the lake right now. Okay, we're flying over the lake right now, as you can tell. We're out of those clouds. There we go, brilliant. We're flying over the lake. We've got visibility now. Look at us, straight in for the runway right there. That is the runway we're going to land into. Perfect. Perfection. Oh, speed has dropped suddenly. Let's go down towards our landing configuration with the flaps. Let's drop some flaps, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go towards this side and watch our flaps drop here. Why isn't the flap dropping? What the hell? Why aren't you dropping, Mr. Flap? There you go. That's more like it. That's more like it. There we go. Flaps are dropping. Nice and easy. I need to go outside and I'm gonna go into approach mode here. Where is approach mode? Approach mode on, please. Localizer has been caught. That's great. Let us go outside, drop the gear right now without any further delay. So dropping gear. There we go. Landing gear malfunction shows up again, but we've got our gear dropping. That is what's important. And we've got our logo lights coming to life there as well. Really, really cool. Okay, there we go. Oh, come on. I want the ILS to get caught here. Let's drop our flaps to full there. Let me continue dropping here. Descend, man. Descend, mate. Okay, let's turn on our nose light to taxi here. So we got some sort of lighting there. We still got that altitude restriction. We need to pass petal for that. Look at that. We've got that going. Do we have nose well lights here? We don't, do we? We don't have nose well lights on this thing. But everything else is looking pretty much ready for us. Let me go ahead and run Sky Dolly. So we've got landing replay for us today. Ladies and gentlemen, we're pretty much looking good for landing. If you ask me, we need to change our pressure here to whatever is local pressure, which is 10 at 12 at the moment. So yeah, I think that's about right. It's about 10-13, but you know, it's fine. It's okay. We're all right. We're all right. We're not going to set up any minimums today. Okay, come on, drop. We need to drop. We need to descend until we catch the glide slope. We're still having that foolish little thing going on. I'm gonna just go in. I want my glide slope. Switches out to landing system right there. So yeah, let's see. Let's see how that goes. Going down towards 2,000.
2,500.
Okay, I'm just gonna go manage now. Okay, continuing the descent here. It's a little bit funny of a descent, but we are still descending nonetheless. Okay, 39, 100, that is fine. It's looking okay at the time being. So yeah, I don't know. We're supposed to be at 2,600 here. We need to catch the ILS at least by the time we're here. If that doesn't happen, I'm just going to take manual control. Cabin stuff and all of that, I don't really bothered about that at the time being. Okay. Come on. Give me my glide slope. Give me my glide slope. Still don't have glide slope, unfortunately. Anyway, we're looking good though. And I'll be able to take manual control here if things don't work out. Looking absolutely stunning when we come into land. Final look on either side of the window here before we come into the cockpit. There we go. Fuel level low. Oh, would you... Let me just turn on the crossfeed there. Where is the crossfeed? Crossfeed there. And yeah. Wing feed stuff. I'm not gonna do anything else here. I'm just gonna... Where's the glide slope? Why is there a constraint here? Okay, I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna go in. I don't care about the... Come on. Go down, man. Capture the glide slope. If it doesn't capture the glide slope soon, I'm just gonna go in by myself. It should capture the ILS. Yep, it should seriously capture the ILS now any second. There we go. Glide slope caught. Excellent. But a little late now because I might as well take manual control here. What is going on now? Yeah, it is low. We have a little lack of fuel, so to speak. But that's okay. I think it's mainly because of the way how we were taxiing at 50% or something. So yeah. Well, I'll take control at about 1,000 feet and it's my aircraft then. You know what? I'm going to take control now. Autopilot disconnect. My aircraft, ladies and gentlemen. 1,000. 1,000. I have control. We're landing a little bit slow here, aren't we? The winds are a bit variable, but it's a nice headwind, but it's a bit choppy. A bit choppy, not too much. 300. Okay. I need to pull up a little bit there. Awfully close to the ground now. Okay, we're good now. Go down, come on. There we go. Okay. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10. There we go. Nice and easy. Reverse thrust. Not even required there. Auto brakes out. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Geneva, just like that. Okay, we can turn those anti-ice stuff off. Let's turn off right here because of the landing gear malfunction. I'm not entirely sure how my aircraft is going to behave. Yep, there we go. We've got issues taxiing because of the landing gear malfunction. There we go. Oh, Lord. Come on. Come on, taxi. Yep. Yep, issues taxiing. There we go. Can't taxi because of the landing gear. Alright, so you know what I'm going to do? Before I go any further, let's go ahead and take a look at our landing replay. Alright, that's what we want. I'm going to put the landing replay in place first. Then we'll port ourselves into a parking today because we don't have a choice. Alright, brilliant. Let's take a look at our landing replay. At least we've got that going. There we go. We'll take a look at our landing right now. There we go, rewinding. Let's see how that went. Okay, we'll start from around here. Let's play. Landing into Geneva, ladies and gentlemen, with messed up landing gear pretty much. Let's see whether that landing was worth anything. Nice and easy. There we go. Very, very gentle. Very, very gentle. That was a good landing. Very, very good. All right, brilliant. That given, let's go ahead and take a look at a couple more views and then we shall warp ourselves into a parking somehow. So let's see, which view would you guys like to see? How about this one? Let's try this one. Let's try this one right from the beginning of the airport, somewhere there. Let's go. Geneva airport doesn't look that bad at all. It's not handcrafted or anything. That's a default airport. But at night, it doesn't look bad at all. Especially with the lighting mod that I have installed. It doesn't look too terrible. I don't know if it's handcrafted. Do we have the belly view? Let's find out. Let's find out. I think we do have the belly view. So let's go ahead and take a look at that as well, yeah? There we go. Let's see if the belly view is something. Oh, we do. We do. It's not the best belly view, but we do have one. So let's go ahead and take a look at it from right here. There we go. You know what? I have a better idea. I have a better idea than this belly view. Just give me 1 second while I set that up. You can have the belly view from right here. There we go. That is much, much better. Now you'll be able to enjoy it much, much better. There we go. That is better, isn't it? Okay, we'll go ahead and play that. There we go. Let's check out how we did. Probably the last external view, then we'll go into the cabin. We'll take a look at what our landing looked like from the cabin as well. Glad you like it. Glad you like it. Coming in wobbly there. The speed is a little too low, to be honest. All right, and down nice and easy. Okay, let's now go ahead and take a look at our landing replay from what's going on here. From this view. Okay, we'll take a look at this. right from here. We'll have one more landing replay after this from the other side of the cabin, and then we shall warp ourselves into our parking today, because our landing gear is messed up. And that's not because of the landing, it's because of GSX. There we go. An FS Realistic doing its camera shake thing there. Really nice. Very, very nice. Okay, final landing view, ladies and gentlemen. And then let's go ahead and park this thing, shall we? Let's take a look from this view. There isn't much to see from this view, to be honest. But let's just take a look at how the wing looks like when we land. Obviously in replay mode the spoilers are still going down, but that's okay. There we go, nice touchdown there. Brilliant. Okay, hope you guys enjoyed that. Let's now go ahead, fast forward there. And yeah, let's head into the cockpit first. What we're going to do is we're going to turn off the taxi lights, we're going to turn off the landing lights, we're going to turn off the runway turn off lights, we're going to turn off the strobe lights. Then we are going to put our flaps up, we're going to disarm the stat right there. We're going to turn off our TCAS here as well. Where is the TCAS? Standby there, off there. Standby here, we're going to turn off our predictive weather stuff. All of it comes off. Once all of that is done, let's go to GSX and ask us to warp ourselves into a parking. Next page. 0 suitable parkings everywhere, huh? Screw ya, mate. Too small, too small, too small. Come on. What on earth is wrong with this thing? GA medium. You know what? I'm just gonna go there. Just warp me there, man. Okay, maybe not here. Never mind. Maybe not there. Let's let me just warp ourselves into a more appropriate parking, more or less. Now, what is GSX telling us? Oh, for the love of God, we need to turn off the engines now. Okay, I'll get the APU running. Give me a second. And I'm gonna turn this off. Hopefully GSX will cooperate with me now. Okay, reposition the aircraft, please. I wanna go towards the parking at gate 44 or something. So G, let's go to G. Let's go to G4. Just warp me there. How do we look in G4? Oh God. Why can't we get into the right terminal area? I want to go here. I want to go here. What parking is that? Okay. Yeah, this is all terrible. There's only a couple of parkings that we can go into. That is 85A, but GSX doesn't really give me that. Let me see. Reposition aircraft. Parking into gate P. Let's go towards... Why doesn't it give me the right... Let me try this. All of these are wrong. I don't know what's wrong with GSX today. Why doesn't it give me the right one? It's here. I have parkings. Okay. This is just stupid. This is stupid. Okay, you know what? We're just gonna leave it here. Clearly we're way too big for this parking, but we're gonna leave it here. Yeah. There are appropriate parking somewhere around here, but GSX has decided to be a little punk. So we're just gonna leave it here. Alright, welcome ladies and gentlemen to Geneva. Let's try and request deboarding here. I really wish we didn't have that issue with the landing gear, but anyway. Beacon lights off, please. Nav light to 1, strobe light to off, emergency lights disarmed. That light can come on there. Crew supply off, all the pumps off there. There we go, nice and easy. We've got packs and all of that. APU bleed can remain on for the time being. That can come off there. We can turn these off if we like. Won't make a difference. Then yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. We don't really need to do anything else, do we? We can turn all of this off if we want to. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, there we go. Okay, welcome to Geneva. I hope you enjoyed today's live stream. Sorry about that, GSX issues and whatever. Landing gear going crazy and all that stuff. But nonetheless, that really broke our immersion a little bit. But, you know, there has to be something wrong when we're doing 2024. There has to be. Almost doesn't make sense if it doesn't, huh? Anyway, we are in. And I'm just waiting to see some passengers come out of here. And once we do, I shall call it here for this stream. So yeah, my next stream is going to be Explain 12. I'm going to be flying the Aerogenesis A330. Don't forget to catch me on that stream. This flight was a little bit funny, but at least we made it in one piece. The landing was good. Everything else was quite funny. There we go. Our passengers are deboarding. With that, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed today's stream. Thank you so much to everybody. Thank you so much to everybody who chimed in. Thank you so much for the sub. And yeah, I shall catch you guys in the next one. And see you around. Bye-bye.